Hello. In recent weeks, we've seen around the world protests happening speaking out against racial injustice as well as other social injustices that exist. The activities in this video are designed to give you some ideas to start conversations with your students in your classroom, but also around your school and in your community, and also to take real action. These conversations are not easy to have, but we have to have the courage to have them. I encourage you to share your ideas in the comment box, as well as around the internet in other social media forums. White privilege, racial injustice, and social injustice exists, and it exists everywhere. So hopefully we can affect positive change through advocacy and being allies. So a foundation of these activities is to have your students look at reputable news sources from around the world. And what they do is read the articles in whatever language that they choose, and then they summarize what's going on in that particular protest, wherever it is on the planet. So we've got the description here in the form, and they simply give the location, the description or summary, or they paraphrase what's happening. They give the attribution to a photo from the news source that they've used, as well as they link the article to where they got that news source. Now they download at least one photo of that event, and then they upload the photo to the Google form. Now, as we're in the teacher view here, you can see, for example, we have 19 responses. So what I want to do is go here, and I want to create a Google spreadsheet. So I tap on that, I click create, and it's going to automatically create a new spreadsheet for me. So now I have all that data, plus I have a link to all the photos. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is create a Google My Map to visualize where protests are happening around the world. Why is this important? It shows that the issue of racial injustice is happening around the world and that people are fed up. So now when we go back to where I created my form, a Google Sheet spreadsheet has been automatically made. What I want to do is take that data and create a map so that we can visualize where protests are happening around the world and make the point that this is a human thing. It's a world thing. So I go up to New, I go to More, and then I create Google My Maps map. Now in another video, you'll learn how to create a My Map, but what I want to focus on is the import feature. So you click on import, and I'm going to go to Google Drive, and I'm going to click the words or do a quick search, and this is what I want: Photo Blitz, Global Protest for Equality. I'm going to click location, continue, location, finish. And what it's going to do is populate my map. So now you can see I've got a world map of where some of the protests have been happening. And when you click on the pin, it's going to have all the information that the student put in. It's got a title, it's got the description. It also has a link to the photo that if you click, it goes to that Drive photo. Remember to make that Drive folder public on the web for other people to see. If they choose to edit, then they can add photos, they can add videos and things like that. We'll teach you how to do that in a different video. So another thing that you can do is have your students create a photo collage and turn it into a poster with a slogan or a message that you can post around your community, drawing attention to the issue of racial inequality and that indeed people around the world are protesting. So the photos they've uploaded from the Google form are automatically put into a Google Drive folder. So all you have to do is click on that, and one thing you can do is go up here and click download. And then that's going to download all the images for you. So I'm going to use Photo Collage to create a collage. It's pretty straightforward. You can browse and find your images, or you just have to drag and drop them into your workspace. So you see the photos are all here, but it looks quite chaotic. Now I could use a template. I'm just going to go with auto collage to keep it simple. And now I have my collage. I'm going to add text, and I can place the text anywhere I want. Maybe I'll add a slogan or a call to action. I'm definitely going to change the text color. And then I'm going to go up to collage and then save image as, or save as image. And then you can print them and have your campaign for social media, online, or around the school. And one other thing you might want to do is have each student do a very short, very brief in-class presentation. Simply create a Google Slides slide deck or download this template from the resources. Assign a slide to each student, and they can summarize their events, and they can give the location and the photo attribution here. And all they have to do is click Insert, Image, and if you've shared the Drive folder with them, choose from Drive, and they tap the one they want, click Insert, and then they just have to resize it to fit the image overlay that you've given them. If the size isn't perfect, just get your blue border, double click, and then drag it over to get that right size. So then you can have some mini presentations of your students explaining what they've learned about a specific place in the world and highlight that this is a human issue and racial injustice and social injustice is happening around the world. And then that can drive some difficult conversations about white privilege, disparity, and indeed racial injustice, among other things. So one other thing you might want to do is take those photos and put them in an album and continue adding to the album over time. So you go up to your apps launcher here, scroll down to Google Photos, and click Create, and choose Album, add a title, and then you choose Add Photos. If I want to select from my computer, all I do is tap that, choose my images, and click Open. I'm going to keep the high quality free, and if I want, I can always add other photos, or I can drag and drop from my folder in the desktop. Now that I have my images, I can do a number of things. One is to click my Share button and create a link to share out to my social media accounts. I can also click these three dots, and if I want, I can create a slideshow. And maybe you'll do this with an in-class presentation. These are just a few ways that you can start this conversation in your classroom, but think about having an ongoing class podcast or a blog that addresses racial injustice and other issues of social injustice and disparity. So good luck. Throw your comments in the comment box, as well as your ideas and your resources, and let's affect positive change.